How you doing? Corey Winkoff here with FLG Lacrosse. In this video, I'm going to take you through the select team details, coaches, and what's included for our high school girls select teams, 9th grade 2021, 10th grade 2020, and 11th grade 2019. Now, before we get into the coaches, we're going to quickly talk about tryouts, which are tomorrow night, all at the same time, Tuesday, August 8th, over at Breezy Park from 6 to 8 p.m. So the 21s through the 19s are all going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night over at Breezy Park, August 8th. So practices in the fall are at Cold Spring Harbor High School, spring-summer practices over at LIU Post, and we do see each other once a week in the wintertime over at the Multi-Sport Time in Bethpage. So for our 2021 FLG girls team, the head coach is going to be Brianna Wilson, who is a player of Malloy College. She is a fantastic coach who worked with the 2021 girls last year alongside Diana Schmidt, who is also a college athlete over at Mercyhurst. So Diana and Brianna, we hope to kind of revive and keep the momentum going of what was a great year with our 21 team from last year. So that's going to be our 21 age group. Our 2020 age group is going to be led by Bob Schmidt, who is the current assistant coach over at SUNY Old Westbury. Coach Schmidt has tons of experience running his own club, coaching club lacrosse, coaching at the college level, and he was also a high school player over at Northport and was also a college player over at SUNY Cortland. So, Coach Schmidt played lacrosse at the highest level and has been involved with club lacrosse and coaching girls at both the club and college level for years now. So Coach Schmidt, we're going to be coaching the 2020 team again this year, and he also coached that same group last year. So our 2019 head coach is going to be Carolyn Sumzik, who attended Marist, and she was a standout player over there, bringing her team to a conference championship and winning it in 2008. She was also an All-MAC first team player and was on the All-Academic team, so a great player and student. And she is currently leading the Locust Valley girls varsity team and has been coaching with FLG for years now. So Coach Sumzik is going to be with the 19 girls for the third year now as they kind of find their way into the last season, which is amazing how quickly it's went. And we're really excited to kind of keep that team moving in the right direction under a great coach. So those are your coaches for the high school age girls, and now we're going to talk about what's included to be on our high school teams. This is a year-round program, so we do something in every single season. We're developing players on an individual team basis throughout the year, and it's a really good opportunity not just to kind of be a part of a program that really cares about your development as a player and as a person, but also really cares about what you want to do at the next level. So we're talking about college. So we do a lot with our high school student athletes to help them through that process, to navigate it as a youngster, as a 9th grader, 10th grader, and help find the right fit as an 11th, 12th grader. So we do sit-down meetings with the directors and all the parents and players in our high school program. So for example, if we have a 2019 student athlete who is looking to play lacrosse at the next level, which pretty much all the girls on our 19 team are, we'll bring her as well as her parents into the FLG offices over at 345 Main Street in Huntington. We'll sit down and we'll talk about where we kind of see her fitting. We'll talk about what her expectations are for the next level. We'll talk about what she wants to do and what her interests are at the next level. And we'll just make sure we're doing whatever we can to guide our student athletes in the right direction. Some players need a little more help than others, and we kind of tailor make each process for that specific individual and family. So that's something that we really do and focus a lot on, not just throughout the year when you're kind of a rising senior, but we start early on to make sure that everything's organized and buttoned up by the time you kind of get to those years when you start to commit to schools. Okay, so the first thing that we do is have what we call a meet and greet at the FLG office after the teams are picked tomorrow night, and we're going to be doing that so our players and families get an opportunity to come see our new offices, come see what we're putting back into the program that a lot of our families have helped build. You get to meet the directors and the coaches on your teams. You get to learn a little bit more about the organization and about the program. It's a good chance, too, just to meet your teammates and maybe some of the old friends that you have, or maybe some of the new teammates that just joined the program this upcoming year. We're also going to have a day at the Long Island Adventure Park for the girls to just kind of do some off-field activities and giving them an opportunity to meet some of their teammates and hang out off the field, which is really vital to the success once they get on the field. Our fall program has gotten a little more intricate and intense and competitive each and every year, and we're doing that just because it's a great season to play, and it's proved to be a great season to get exposure from college coaches, especially for our 19s and our 20s that are now kind of starting to go through it. So we practice at least 5 times leading up to our fall tournaments, which are in November, and we also do positional training on a weekly basis for our girls to make sure that they're getting the proper fine-tuning as they lead into the tournament season, which is November, and to make sure that they're developing and getting better. So we don't want our players just kind of taking it easy now that they've gotten to high school. We actually want them to continue to fine-tune their skills and get better and get smarter and get faster and stronger and all those things that need to be done in order to play at the high school level and eventually play at the college level. So our teams are going to go to 1 to 3 tournaments in the fall, and again, they're going to practice starting in September and train starting in September leading into those November tournaments. So there's a lot going on in the fall to prepare our girls and make them better lacrosse players and students of the game. In the winter, all of our high school girls teams are going to go in the box rinks and work on playing in tight areas, working on their skills, working on the Wu-Man game, as we call it, which is working in pairs, picks, slips, all of those little things that you need to kind of do to be really successful now in the field game. We do in the box rink. That's from December all the way to February. In the spring, we kind of roll out little training sessions on Sunday mornings and some team practices on Sundays as well, just to give an opportunity for girls to keep a stick in their hand with their FLG teammates and get an opportunity to see and work with their FLG coaches and directors throughout the spring. The focus obviously is going to be on your town and playing on your JV and varsity teams, but we do want to still provide opportunities for our players to get better at a really high level with the FLG program. So that's something that we do throughout the spring, and then once your season's over, we're going into full swing and getting into our select team practices, we're getting into our positional training, and we're getting into our summer tournaments, which we go to at least 4 of them. So that's kind of the yearly schedule. Understand, as it relates to recruiting, we talked about the sit-down meeting, but you do have unlimited access to the FLG directors and FLG coaches as it relates to recruiting or evaluating your game and making you better. That's something that we're going to talk about later too in this presentation here in this video, is that we're not just an accumulation of teams, we're a program, so we're here for our families in more ways than one. So we don't just coach you and say, see you later, we'll see you next week. We give you opportunities to meet us, sit down with us, talk to us on the phone, email with us, come in and stop in and say hello. All those things are really important to the success of our athletes and the experience for our families. So the girls get a lot of really awesome gear in our program. Something we started last year, which was pretty cool, is all the high school players in the program are going to have their high school logo right on this back neck here on their jersey. Gives college coaches an opportunity to see what high school the girls are from, and also gives our girls an opportunity to represent their high schools, not just their FLG club, which is cool. The girls get practice gear, game gear. They get the warm-up pants and jacket. They get the tights for when it's kind of cold out, the long compression shorts, and we also give FLG headbands, which are pretty awesome. So we have 1 team in each age group in our program. So throughout the high school groups, we have the 21s, 20s, and 19s. We plan on having 1 team in each of those age groups, and that kind of keeps the quality up, and it kind of allows us to make sure that we have 2 experienced coaches on each and every team, and that the quality coaching and training is there. That's really important to us. So I want to talk about why we are a lacrosse program and not just a team, and the coaching is a big part of that. We mentioned having 2 quality coaches on each team. That's big. But we also have written curriculums for each and every one of our coaches to make sure they're running the right drills with specific age groups, make sure they're working on specific skills in small area settings or team practices with each age group. We make sure that our coaches are sticking to the methodologies that we work on and discuss as a group of coaches. So the terminology is the same, so that way the language on the field and off the field is the same, expectations are the same, and all those things kind of, they kind of relate to one another, and they allow our girls to build on one another as they move from one year to the next within our program. Another reason we are a program is the fact that we're always here and we're always available to talk to our families. I talked about how if you reach out to us or come see us, we're here to talk to you, and that's for different reasons. It might be recruiting, it might be talking about your daughter's game and making her a better player. You might have an opportunity that you want to bring to our attention. You might want to connect your daughter with one of our alumni, which I'm going to talk about, which is a community that we've built of all players that have gone through our program. So our alumni community is something that we're really proud of, because a lot of clubs have girls that have gone through their program and they've gone to some great schools, but they're not kind of connected in a community where players in the current program connect with them. So we do that at FLG. Our coaches come back and they coach. Our alumni, come back and coach. Our alumni volunteer. Our alumni mentor, right? Our alumni work for us when we run events. So there's a lot of things that we do to try to keep our alumni involved. And each and every year we're getting more and more girls alumni, which is pretty cool. It just means we're helping more and more girls kind of get from high school to college. So as we kind of move through the years, we're getting more and more of those girls that are like-minded. They want to play at the next level, and they want to come back and help the future of college lacrosse, all right, or even high school lacrosse. So that's something that we do here at FLG as well. We also have philosophies at our program that kind of translate throughout the program on each and every team, not just one team as opposed to another. An example of that might be playing time. We make sure that if there's a girl on our 2019 team that's giving her all, coming to all the practices, she's working on her own, she's getting better, she'll play just as much as the girl that might be a little more talented on our team but is doing the same things that she's doing. So we want to make sure that the players are meeting the expectations of the program and the coaches, and then if that's the case, then everyone's going to get an opportunity to showcase themselves on the field, and an opportunity to play on the field in games, and an opportunity to maybe start or be on a special unit. So those are things that we do at our program that don't just translate to one team, they translate to every single one of them. Okay, so our program, FLG, is that means for love of the game. Our program started with people that kind of share that same passion and want to do what they can to help girls develop as players, develop as people, help them through the process, and just be there for them any way they can. So for love of the game is really why we do this each and every day, and this is why we've kind of grown the program, so that way we can help more and more people, and we can get more and more quality families and girls involved in the program. So that's what FLG stands for, and that's what we're about. So I'm going to talk about the cost of the program in a second. Before I do that, I'm going to quickly roll through the sponsors that are associated with FLG. We have Gatorade, String King, Power Tech, Lacrosse Recruits, and String It Up. All lacrosse-related companies. String King, String It Up, and Lacrosse Recruits are a little more specific towards helping the lacrosse player in different ways. Power Tech supplies all the gear for our events and our teams, and Gatorade is also more involved in the event side in terms of helping our athletes at different events that we run. So after our players who try out tomorrow night make the team, we ask that they register for the team within 24 hours. The initial registration fee is $695, and then it's 8 monthly payments that are recurring of $200 from September to April. So by April 2018, your tuition for the FLG Select team will be completely paid for. That price is equal to $22.95 plus a 1.5% processing fee. And again, everything's included. So not just all the training, not just all the tournaments, not just all the practices, and not just all the gear. The recruiting advice, the one-on-one meeting, the connecting and time that FLG takes to find the right fit for your daughter at the next level, that is all included in the $22.95 price. We are an all-inclusive program because we feel as though if you're going to pay all this money to be a part of a club program, it shouldn't just be a team where you're out there playing and you're out there and you have to figure it out on your own, or a team where you're out there playing and you have to pay an absorbent amount of money extra to just get the recruiting advice. We give you everything for the one team tuition fee. So that's really important to understand, and that's our philosophy behind that. Okay? Again, our tryouts are tomorrow night from 6 to 8 for the 21s through 19s. I just want to leave you guys my contact information if anyone has further questions or wants to register. Our website is flglacrosse.com. In the top right, you'll see our phone number, 516-750-6500. You'll see our social media handles, which are Twitter and Instagram, FLG Lax. Facebook and YouTube are FLG Lacrosse. And then if you have questions, you can always reach out via email at info@flglacrosse.com, and we'll make sure to get back to you. All right, thanks so much for your time, everyone, and we hope to see you at tryouts tomorrow night.